Hey everybody, Jason here with Joe and Kramzer. The final video in our 2000s recap week, and we are going to talk about our favorite music videos of the decade. This was a tough list for me to make. I feel like I'm forgetting about a lot of ones that I like, and I was looking like at all the lists of the best videos of the decade, and none of them were like videos that I was that familiar with. So I struggled. I was racking my brain. I came up with some, but I feel like I'm not coming up with the right ones. But it's interesting. I was searching a lot of videos on YouTube. For some reason, all of the videos from this decade look absolutely terrible. They look like they were made in like the 80s and recorded on like a reel-to-reel tape or something. It's really odd how they're all pixelated and they just, I don't know, they look like they're way older than they are.
I don't understand that. But yeah, this has been the hardest one for videos for me, mainly because I just kind of stopped watching videos. It didn't have the same effect as like when we were younger and we would like really in the 90s and early, maybe into the early 2000s, like you came home from school and you put on MTV and like you watched those videos. So for my list, I've got ones that I'm kind of with you. They're the ones that I kind of remember the most for certain reasons, but maybe not necessarily my personal favorites because I don't. It was a weak year for my attention to videos. I'm not saying it was a bad year for videos. It was just I wasn't all about videos. But here's what I've got. I've got from Flaming Lips, Yoshimi battles the Pink Robots. Really cool video. Gives you a great idea of what the Flaming Lips are all about. Just kind of like fun cartooniness. The lighting in this video is really cool because they're like playing a really small show up on stage. There's like a big strobe light and the whole like scene is lit just from like the reflection of the light off the strobe, so it's like kind of dark and there's just like flashes of light, like almost looks like helicopter lights at the times. And then there's just like a lot of funny little bits. There's a lot of just random vegetable and fruit eating, like they'll just sit down and eat vegetables and fruits. Really bizarre. Don't know what it's about, but I like it. I'm also going to go with Mr. Brightside by The Killers. I love the costumes and the set design here, and I kind of like Brandon Flowers, just kind of like static like cadence on it. And I forgot Eric Roberts was in this video, which just extra awesome. I'm also going to go with one that's pretty iconic, um, and paints a really nice portrait of like his later years, Hurt by Johnny Cash. Just kind of like straight up letting you see how he's feeling doing this song. Little caveat to this, there's a hilarious YouTube video of Kermit the Frog doing this. It gets kind of graphic, so don't let your kids watch it. It's pretty dark humor, but it's hilarious. Number two, I'm gonna go with Cochise by Audio Slave. What a just big, like bold way to like introduce your power, like power group. What's the word I'm looking for? Why can't I think of this? Power super group, yeah. What a way to introduce your super group with all this power. We're just gonna go on top of a building and kick ass, and every note we play is just gonna set off fireworks, and we're just gonna. It's just a lot of energy. It's awesome. My number one's got to be Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz. So love the animation, just like the way that they're moving, like left to right, just makes you feel like you're just on this like cool like graphic novel journey. Awesome. I mean, they're so much associated with that imagery and that artwork, and I think that's the best example of it. It rules.
Yeah, those are some good ones for sure. There's a lot of great music videos. I think in the early 2000s, it just wasn't as important. I think as part of like society is sort of waning, especially once you get towards like 2008, 2009. I don't think anyone cared about music videos at that point, but I think it was still a pretty popular medium in the early parts of the decade. And I know why Jason doesn't like. I can't remember any because they're all the big ones are like hip hop and rap and R&B stuff. He does not care for. Speaking of, I got to start with Stan from Eminem. Stan is now part of all of our lexicon. all started with that one about the obsessed fan, and it's a creepy one, but it really kind of speaks to the power that Eminem had back in the early 2000s. He was, you know, he's not my favorite artist, but he had some interesting ideas and usually acted them out pretty well on his music videos. That was really a big part of his appeal or whatever. Also, I gotta just throw this in here: "Toxic" by Britney Spears, just because, you know, come on, come on. It's a great song too. Also on my list, I'm gonna do "Fell in Love with a Girl" from the White Stripes. The whole Lego building block thing was pretty cool. Thought that was a neat one. I wish more of their songs were like that song, as I always say, because I do love that song. Also on my list, Stacy's Mom from Fountains of Wayne, of course. The Cars kind of pastiche at the beginning, and then obviously the Fast Times at Ridgemont High connection there at the end. Hilarious video and a great song. Also on my list, I'm gonna go another hip hop classic, "Drop It Like It's Hot" from Snoop Dogg and Pharrell. Just I really like sparse them on the white background. Cool song. I always like that song. Like Snoop. I'm a big Snoop guy. Another one that I kind of always remember, "Keep Fishing," the Muppets from Weezer. I thought that was a fun one. And my favorite, however, was a little later in the lifespan of the music video, "Knights of Sidonia" from Muse. The whole like fake Western from like Poland that took place on the moon or whatever. Just hilarious. A perfect sort of um, less serious kind of thing from Muse. You know, the song's pretty serious, but the music video was pretty fun. Sort of a nice little humor element to go along with their maybe over serious, overblown sometimes music, but I love the song as well and the video. So that's my favorite of the decade.
All right. I had one written down here that I assumed was just going to be like, just in case no one said it, but I was 90% sure that this would be on Joe's list and I would scratch it off. But can't believe he didn't say "Go with the Flow" by Queens of the Stone Age. The black silhouettes on the red background with the white, it just looks really cool.
What's the one where they drive around and hit the deer? You know what I'm talking about?
That's "No One Knows."
Hmm.
When the deer comes back and starts chasing them in the car. That is a good one too. Yeah, they had some funny ones back in the Songs for the Deaf era.
Also on my list, I've got a band that I think makes some of the most amazing music videos, OK Go. And they're kind of known for the video on the treadmills, but the video before that is the one that I think is actually the better video, "A Million Ways," where they have like a choreographed dance in the backyard. Really great. I'm also going to go with "Four Kicks" by Kings of Leon. Kind of a cool video where there's just like people bashing each other with chairs and stuff, and then everything freezes and the band's like still playing in the middle of all the chaos. I've also got, let's see, I've also got "This Train Don't Stop There Anymore," Elton John with Justin Timberlake in the video playing Elton John, lip syncing the song, kind of walking through different scenes of Elton's life. Really cool. My number one, though, got to be "The Scientist" by Coldplay, which is a great video. It's like recorded in reverse and then played forward. It's really interesting. I love the way they made that video. It's really cool.
There's a lot I think we didn't mention. One from super early, and I'd assume this was from the 90s, but I guess it came out in 2000. Fatboy Slim, "Weapon of Choice" with Christopher Walken. Of course, that is an all-time classic.
Yeah, that's got to be number one. I thought that was like 98 too, so I didn't even consider that. That's got to be number one.
That's a good one. "Hey Ya" from Outkast, another with Andre 3000 playing all the band members himself. Real Eddie Murphy move.
I'll say one that I absolutely hate because I think it just like kind of solidified like the douchey image of them is "Elevation" by U2. I was just like, they just seemed so like just have delusions of grandeur. Just like, I don't know. I hated that video so much. I was like, just tone it down, guys. That said, I had the Audio Slave one, which is also just like, here we are.
That one rules though. All the fireworks and then just like here, it's such like a hard rock kind of moment there.
I like Touch Me, I'm Going to Scream Part 2 from My Morning Jacket. That's a really cool kind of animated. There's like this weird creature, and I don't know, the CGI on it and the lighting is really, really good.
Speaking of that, in the last video, we talked about Okanokos. And on the DVD, there's that really cool, bizarre, like 20-minute film with like the bear and the costumes and all that. It's so unusual. All of the kind of just like weird video work My Morning Jacket does is always just really bizarre and cool. I like.
All right, so let us know your favorite videos of the 2000s down in the comments. And that does it for the decade. We'll be moving on to 2010 on Friday with our favorite videos, or with our favorite albums of the year. Be sure to hit like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.